Nigerian movement for the liberation of Western Sahara has called on all Nigerian companies to immediately stop buying resources which are stolen from the disputed territory of Western Sahara. Chima Nwakwo reports that the movement intends to picket any outlet where resources illegally extracted from the disputed territory are sold. His report.
The disputed territory known as Western Sahara has a checkered history that dates back to the 1970s.
Now, in 1975, when it came to the turn of Western Sahara, you had a dictator in Spain, Francisco Franco was a general. Rather than allow the full decolonization of Western Sahara, he handed the territory over to two countries, Morocco and Mauritania.
While Morocco lays claim to the territory, on the 19th of July 2018, the European Court of Justice confirmed that Morocco had no sovereignty over Western Sahara. It is alleged that Morocco, which currently controls 70% of Western Sahara, steals its phosphates and fish. Back in February 1976, the Polisario Front declared the establishment of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. However, Morocco still does not recognize its sovereignty.
So I have to insist before you to say that at this day, we have an international agreement. And in this agreement, Morocco said, I accept, I have no sovereignty on the territory, and it is obliged the agreement of extension.
Morocco, which is a North African country, is keen to join the economic community of West African states. It recently signed trade agreements with the Nigerian government. Many feel this may be a smart move to carry bloc votes in its favor, if or when the Sahrawi matter comes up at the level of the African Union.
The government of Nigeria has not, up to now, deposited any of the bilateral agreements that the government has entered with Morocco, with the National Assembly. And by virtue of Section 12 of the Nigerian Constitution, no treaty, no agreement between another country and Nigeria can be enforced without same being adopted and enacted into law by the National Assembly.
The Nigerian movement for the liberation of Western Sahara says it wants to ensure that the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic is recognized across Africa as a sovereign nation. Chima Nwakwo, Arise News.
Okay, well, for more on these, I'm now being joined in the studios by Ambassador Bachir Oubi, who is the Sahrawi Democratic Republic representative in France. Very warm welcome to Arise News. Quickly, tell us, why is this dispute still on? To a lot of outsiders, Sada and the greater part of Morocco is just a barren land, desert. What's the struggle over?
You know, I think that the basic reason why the conflict is still on, despite the very clear nature in terms of the international law of the conflict and the legality of the struggle of the people of Western Sahara, Morocco is still, you know, attached to this expansionist policy vis-a-vis Western Sahara, because it's typical motivation of all colonial powers, the resources and the wealth of the territory. So when the Sahrawis fought the war against Morocco and forced the Moroccan army to reach the conclusion that the war is no more sustainable and that there is no way but recognizing the right of self-determination of the people of Western Sahara, there was an agreement signed between the parties under the auspices of the UN, a UN mission deployed in the territory, and a referendum. There was a date set for the referendum to take place, but Morocco, with the pass of the time, got the firm conclusion that any consultation, genuine consultation of the people of Western Sahara will lead to independence, and that's why they stepped back from their initial agreement with the Sahrawis. I think personally that the main problem in Western Sahara is the lack of will, of course, of Morocco, political will to go ahead with the political settlement, but at the same time there is a lack also of political will within the UN Security Council to speed up the process and to identify the party that is not cooperating with the UN to organize that referendum.
The agreements that you reached,
that we have reached. So Morocco is not willing to organize a referendum of self-determination. Morocco is systematically and massively violating the human rights of the people of Western Sahara. Morocco is plundering and stealing the natural resources of Western Sahara against the international law and the European law. And that was one of the central purposes of the press conference and the meeting today with the movement of solidarity and the labor, and that the European lawyer who is defending the rights of the people of Western Sahara within the European courts came here to Nigeria to exchange views with his counterpart, Femi Falana, and the movement of solidarity at large here in Nigeria.
Movement of solidarity. Now, okay, the matter is still before the European court for adjudication. But what is SADA going to be doing at the forthcoming United Nations General Assembly? Will your representative be presenting papers there asking for, concrete actions from the United Nations, probably sending a peacekeeping force there and carry out the necessary demarcation so that you have your own country, even despite the fact that several countries world over have recognized the Sahrawi Democratic Republic?
Of course, this is one of the basic and permanent actions of the Polisario Front. Is our representatives, of course, a delegation will be led by the Minister of Foreign Affairs to the General Assembly of the UN. We will lobby, of course, for the respect of our right, which is internationally recognized not only by the UN but by all international organizations for self-determination. And at the end of the day, all what we ask is one day for vote, democratic vote. And I think that the Europeans should be very much identified with our demand than the Moroccan demand that is part of colonialism, and it is on the wrong side of history. Anyhow, the Sahrawis are very determined to go on with the struggle. Now there is a ceasefire. We want to give a chance for peace. Maybe the Moroccan regime will realize that it is in the interest of everybody that a peaceful settlement should take place. It is good for the region, for the stability of the region, for the prosperity of the region, and it is good also for the people of Morocco, because the revenues and the wealth of the people of Morocco is being spent to finance an occupation that has no future. If you go now to the statistics of poverty, the lack of education, then the unemployment in Morocco is something alarming. So while the same country is financing a military occupation in Western Sahara, the money should have been used to develop and to take care of the people of Morocco. And we as Sahrawis, we have no problem with the people of Morocco. They are our Arab and African brothers, and we are ready really to go for a neighboring, peaceful and lasting relation of cooperation
and solutions.
But we are sure that justice will prevail at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Bachir Obi, Sahrawi Democratic Republic representative in France, for coming to speak to us on Arise News. Thank you.
Thank you.